Hello, everybody. This is Football Talk with Beef and the Deuce. The Deuce just came back from a great little weekend vacay in the Pittsburgh, PA. Had a great time. Love the drivers there. They're always so friendly. But it was a great time. It's a beautiful city, unless it's icy and snowy. But anyway.
There you go.
So
we have some icy light.
Yes, we do. We do. Yeah, especially from the native guys. What do you want?
Mm.
I want Iron City Light. You want icy light? If that's I want Iron City Light. That's icy light. Okay, then give me some icy light. Let's stop this debate right now.
Oh my gosh!
Give me the
and
beer.
It's all because of me.
Oh, but it was great. It was great. And I still don't know what an Iron City would look like because all I got was icy light. It's funny. So let's just start with the Buckeyes in Illinois and go from there.
Let's do it.
Obviously, the Bucs won. Illinois is probably a little bit better than I thought they were going to be against Buckeyes, but again, it was a slow start. What happened to the running game for Ohio State?
It wasn't as electric as I think a lot of us wanted it to be.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Illinois played more so of a run stopping sort of defense, I guess.
Okay, so they were focusing on the run.
Yeah, and I would say, it was.
Pardon me.
By any means, did they limit our offense as a whole?
Yeah.
Not really. But I think a lot of us we've just been kind of spoiled with the high octane offense that has been put out the last couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for this game, it's in Champaign.
Right.
So it's, offensive output's not going to be as crazy for another true road game.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that, short yardage situations for us were fine.
Yeah.
Julian Sand had a couple QB sneaks in there, nice little wrinkle, which was nice.
Yeah.
CJ Donaldson did his thing.
No turnovers.
Yeah, no. And that's the other thing. We had no turnovers. We played clean football. We had a couple, stupid delay game penalties, which you saw right down the sidelines, just absolutely fired up. But again, our defense, even though Florida Bob over here with his high, points for Illinois.
21 points. Get it. And then he claims victory at 16.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah.
He's hammered.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, do you want to know what the sound of an icy light is?
Let's see. Oh, right. It's beautiful.
Right there, baby. Icy light.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. It's music to my ears.
Yeah.
But,
so
at the end of the day, I'm not mad with the game. We played fine. I don't always expect a 45, 50 point outburst.
Mm-hmm.
But you still, my whole thing is if you cover the spread, that's a victory. That's a huge victory.
And Illinois is a good team. They're a good team.
Yeah, they're still a top 20 team.
Yeah, legit now.
And especially with everything that went on with the weekend.
Yeah.
This is huge.
Yeah.
This is massive.
Yeah. These last 2 weeks have just been crazy.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, Julian Sand played mistake-free football.
Yeah. Yeah. He has some good throws.
Pretty high percentage of completions.
He hung in there when he was pressured, too.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, Bo Jackson got a score, which is fine, which is great.
Yep.
Jeremiah Smith is still Jeremiah Smith. Colonel Tate's still a dude.
Yep. Yeah. For real. Yeah. Pretty much it was like, okay, this is very workmanlike, but it was a good win.
The only caveat to the whole thing was, like you said, it was a very slow start.
Yeah.
And eventually that may or may not catch up to us. So we have to, somehow, some way, start off a little bit hotter than the last couple of weeks. But we're very fortunate to have the best defense in college football.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the biggest deal. I'm not going to harp on, a 18-point victory.
Right.
So I think all in all, like Ryan Day's been saying, we just need to win. Just go in, win the game, leave.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Yeah. When you look at a lot of the SEC games, just 3 points or less, very close games.
Mm-hmm.
So, I asked you last time if we were talking about Indiana going to Oregon. We both picked Oregon. And I said, but what would happen? What would happen seismically if Indiana won the game? And of course, you assured me that's not going to happen.
That was my stamp of approval.
That's not going to happen. And I said, okay, but what if it does? And you said, it's not going to happen. I said, okay. So it's 30-20. Indiana at Oregon beats Oregon. Indiana is damn legit here. What's going on?
You might be looking at the number 2 ranked team in the nation, Indiana.
Yeah. They've got them.
That's wild.
It's still Ohio State and Miami. Then Indiana is 3, right? I think.
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can make the argument that
Oh, absolutely.
they are
That's impressive.
that they are the number 2 team.
Do you
And
really?
you can't tell me that wouldn't be fair because they just went into Eugene
That's
and won the biggest game of Signetti's collegiate career.
Yeah. I'm a believer in that
That's
guy.
unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. Do you truly think that Indiana is the number 2 team in the nation?
At this point in time, yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, definitely top 5. And
Oh, yeah, absolutely top 5. But I think so. The difference between them and Miami, I feel, is Indiana's defense.
yeah.
Miami's got good defense.
Mhm.
Not saying that they don't, but look at what they did. Look at what Indiana did
Yeah.
towards the end of the game.
Yes. Turnovers, man.
That tells me all I need to know.
They were stealing that ball from.
Yeah, I mean, what do you can't do much better than what they did
Yeah.
in a hostile environment and arguably the biggest game of the weekend.
Right. Right.
And nobody gave Indiana a chance. I
Right.
mean, they thought it'd be a good game, but nobody that I could recall. Yeah, Indiana's got this.
Yeah.
No, in Eugene, maybe in Bloomington,
Maybe. Yeah.
but not in Eugene.
Yeah. Never.
And look at that.
Good on them. And of course,
Running attack was solid. Passing attack was smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
And defense was insane.
All right. Now, considering there's only 2 undefeated Big Ten teams, and it's Ohio State and Indiana, and they don't play each other. So, what's your take on how this is going to all end up? Is it going to end up with those 2 in Indianapolis playing for the championship, and then how do you see this going? I'm not. If Indiana's playing Ohio State, I'm not entirely feeling secure.
I'm still fairly confident in the Buckeyes, but I think scheme-wise, defense, and just Indiana's gritty.
Yeah.
They got some serious grit, and they don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the Signetti effect, and we've talked about that since his tenure started there.
Mm-hmm.
His players just buy in, and you can tell. I mean, for every second of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Mendoza played, again, very, very smart football. The rushing attack is powerful. And the receivers, kind of unknown.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you've got some studs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then their defense just plays just hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of looked like, it's probably going to sound like a crazy comparison, but Indiana's kind of got that bend but don't break defense like Ohio State.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they make big plays when they're needed. Especially their front four. Their front four they were getting to Dante Moore, and he was kind of sort of running for his life.
Mm-hmm. Does this lessen your appreciation of Oregon as a team, or you think it's more of an Indiana?
I think Indiana was just better that day.
Okay.
I still think Oregon's a solid team.
Oh yeah.
But Indiana just towards the end of the game, they were just the better squad at the end. I think Oregon with the pick 6 definitely made it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But Oregon's defense just didn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just let up big play after big play. It seemed like some stupid penalties along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And just just not good football for Oregon, and Indiana capitalized. I think at the end of the day, it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Oregon need to play a little bit more smarter.
Mm-hmm.
Some defensive play calling towards the end just wasn't very smart. And at the end of the day, the penalties killed them, and Cignetti and that offense they capitalized, and that was it.
People in Bloomington, Indiana, have to be absolutely stunned right now, just shocked. That's
yeah.
It's never happened to Indiana. I don't think it's ever happened to Indiana.
That's the first. I think that was their first big win, or their second big win against the top 5 team ever.
Yeah.
I think they were like 0-45 or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just coaching. Our boy Rob said it today, and it was perfect. Any program is one coach away, one good coach away from success.
Yeah.
And the most unlikely spot in Bloomington, Indiana.
Yeah.
And Coach Cignetti, who looks like he drives a Dodge Caravan, taking his kids to soccer practice.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
It's just wild, man. Just wild.
Yeah. Gotta love that guy. Gotta love him.
I appreciate it all. I love my chaos, and they hurt me. They hurt my parlay, but this is why college football is just perfect.
Yeah, but it's
you just never know.
So, do we talk about Penn State right now?
Oh, you give it to me. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
We know what happened. And, all right. I'm thinking that the firing, and I don't like him as a coach. I would get rid of him, but I would get rid of him at the end of the season. I think his firing right after the game is premature and not a good sign for that team. I think that the athletic director for Penn State just said, we're flushing this year, get rid of the coach, and move on. And I don't care. And we'll pay him the $50 million. So that's my take is, I think he should have been dismissed at the end of the season.
Okay.
And you think it was right at that point?
I think it was perfect. And the reason I say that is at the end of the game, they show there's a little clip that circulated of I can't remember the player's name, but James Franklin is trying to talk to this dude, and basically this player, whoever it was, just shrugged him off. Like, no, I'm ignoring you, and just walked right by him. Didn't give James Franklin the time of day, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If you respect your head coach as much as you should,
mm-hmm.
similar to how the players respond to Ryan Day,
mm-hmm.
or any top tier Kirby Smart, even right now, Kalen DeBoer,
mm-hmm.
you know damn well you don't do that to your head coach ever.
But he's known as being very player friendly and pro player, and the players like him traditionally. So, okay, so one guy had a bad day.
Yeah, but so like you see that, and you're kind of like, okay, this is interesting. But then, of course, the last 3 weeks for them.
Yeah.
Last 2 weeks for them.
It's terrible.
It's awful. That's probably the worst in their school history.
Yeah, for quite a while. But okay, now here's my argument to you.
Bring it. Let's hear it.
Okay. So Ryan Day loses 4 times to Michigan in a row.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of last year's Michigan game, Ohio State was a disaster.
Oh, 100%.
He lost the team. Team had to call him in and read him the riot act.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Ohio State did not fire him right after that Michigan game. The same thing, to me, it's the same thing, if only maybe even worse than Penn State losing 3 games in a row. Yeah, it sucks. It's bad. But it's not losing 4 times in a row to your arch rival. And it looked so bad last year. It was terrible last year.
Yeah,
so Ohio State chooses not to, and Penn State just says, yeah, we're going to fire him immediately. I think it's a good comparison, and I'm still wondering why Penn State pulled the trigger so fast.
I want to say it's because, at least for at least half of those Michigan losses. Now, I'm not saying this is right by any means, but those Michigan teams are pretty good. And one of those Michigan teams won a national championship.
And they're your arch rival, and you don't want to. What's the motto? What's the motto when you go in to play Ohio State at football? You want to beat Michigan, right?
Absolutely. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying for the sake of this argument, those teams, those Michigan squads were solid.
Yeah.
Cheating or not cheating, they were good.
Yeah. But they look terrible. Ohio State looked terrible at it.
Penn State lost to a defeated, damn near on the burner of just being wiped out for the season, UCLA. Yep. UCLA embarrassed them.
Yeah.
And Northwestern doesn't deserve to be on the same playing field as any Big Ten team.
But okay, let me throw this out at you about UCLA. That the week before they beat Penn State, fired their head coach, fired the coordinators, brought in a whole group of people. And they were a much better team. And I forget, they didn't play a powerhouse. They played Minnesota or somebody this week. And they beat them pretty good. So maybe the UCLA players were pretty good, but the coaching staff just sucked. And as you say, it's all about coaching.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, regardless of I think your Buckeye argument's solid, truly. And I think Ryan Day truly got saved and lucky by the players believing in him, maybe some of the coaching staff believing in him, and then obviously the biggest college football playoff run that we've seen yet.
Yeah, but that was after the Michigan game.
Yep. So he got insanely, and I think it was because of Captain Jack. I think Captain Jack and even Will Howard saved Ryan Day's job.
Okay.
Truly. I think, but without those two, he might not have a job.
Because the media here was all about fire Ryan Day.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And you can't tell me at that time it wouldn't have been the worst thing.
Yeah.
At the time, because, we're all pissed off. That's 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
But if you look at it in hindsight, this rivalry has been made on runs.
Yeah.
On runs from either side. It is what it is, but it sucks if you're the losing team. It always will. But with this Penn State firing, it just seems to me that outside of these three losses, something else must have been going on to warrant such a.
It was dramatic, man. It was very dramatic, very abrupt.
It's a very dramatic, very just kind of out of the blue to an extent.
Right.
Firing.
Because what my research tells me that they decided to fire him that night. It wasn't today. They decided the administration said we're going to fire this guy, basically right after the game.
Yeah, and I think some of it is probably embarrassment. I think some of it is I think the locker room has a lot to do with it. And just the fact that this Penn State team just doesn't really look good.
Yeah.
And there's and it seems like through the little research that I've done here in the last, hour or two, that there was just no development of Drew Allen. There was no development of any skilled players under James Franklin. It was just kind of like go with the flow. If they're good, they're good. If they're bad, they're bad. There was never true development like you're seeing with, I'm going to use Ryan Day's example again. Ryan Day with quarterbacks, Brian Hartline with receivers, offensive line, defensive line, secondary. They all develop. They all get better. And if they're not good enough, obviously the transfer portal's there, and then those guys leave. Right. But the guys that stick around and tough it out, look how good they are. Look how many receivers have been drafted in the first round for us.
Right.
Look at how many quarterbacks have gone through Ohio State and are now in the NFL.
Yeah, that's the shocking part. Ohio State was never a quarterback school, ever.
Yeah, and now you have them. It seems like almost everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't really see that with James Franklin. You have your defensive players, and that's very Penn State like, and it's been like that forever. But you look at the offense, well, what's really out there? I mean, you've got Saquon Barkley is the first name that comes to your mind.
Mm-hmm.
But who else? Who else is out there that has been developed in a relatively short time under Franklin?
Well, was it Micah Parsons?
Yep, Michael Parsons, Barkley, and I'm trying to think of another one off the top of my head.
Right.
You have Abdul Carter here recently, who,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, kind of have to prove yourself first before I kind of get thrown in there. But, like,
Right.
in short time, there really isn't much unless you sit there and just actually think about it.
Right. But they're a traditional 10-2 team.
Not this year. This year is an embarrassment,
They
according to the firing. But
Well, yeah. Now, let me throw something at you with the Ryan Day thing from last year. If the playoffs were only a 4-team playoff last year, Ohio State would never have gone in.
nope.
So what happens if it was a 4-team playoff and Ohio State's out? What do you think would have happened? Nothing? They still would have kept him?
I think he would have been very lucky to have a job.
Okay.
I think it would have been a very, very, very uncomfortable conversation, and Ryan Day almost pleading for his job.
Yeah.
And I say that, I don't say that with a ton of confidence, but I feel like that was the trend of kind of where that program was going at the end of that game. Because it was shocking.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
And the squad that we had was way too good to lose to that Michigan team. Because that Michigan team was not good at all.
No, not at all. It was terrible. Well, it wasn't terrible.
So it's in the grand scheme of things, I'll go back to Captain Sawyer and Captain Will Howard. They saved Ryan Day's ass. I mean, he owes that championship to those two.
So, okay, let's talk some Penn State, as I did earlier. They gave him, of course, has the big payout. He's going to get about $50 million for being a terrible coach.
Mm-hmm.
They paid Knowles more money than any assistant or coordinator has ever been paid in college.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming that the offensive coordinator got a lot of money too.
Mm-hmm.
They paid a lot of people in NIL a lot of money. Basically, they looked at Michigan 2 years ago and Ohio State last year and said, that's their model. And they followed it. They brought a lot of their people back from going to the NFL by paying them a ton of money. They got Knowles, and it just didn't work for them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have to, I mean, whoever comes in as a permanent coach, Jim Knowles is going to get canned because they always fire the coordinators. They're gone.
Mm-hmm.
So my speculation was somebody, the alumni, the donors, the whatever, are ponying up a ton of millions of dollars to get rid of him. Do you think if it was just up to the administration of Penn State that they would have found their money and fired him for all that, or did they have donors? They had to have donors saying, "Yeah, we'll pay for it."
I'm assuming the donors, because that is a massive payout.
Yeah.
But then again,
and these people came back to play for him. They came back to play like they did with Harbaugh, like they did with Day. The players stuck around, and they got people coming in, and they paid him a fortune to play, and it's not working out. But it cost them a lot of money to do this, just a ton of money to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And you think it's money well spent?
It's definitely not. I think at the end of the day, I think the Penn State faithful are just happy to get rid of this non-winning trend that Franklin has had in the big games.
Okay.
I think they're tired of that narrative. Now, the more I think about it, is it a little premature? Maybe. But the program was going nowhere, and it was going south very, 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 very fast. And the schedule does not get easier for them.
Yeah.
And you've got a ton of success outside of Ohio State. Oregon's obviously the close loss with Indiana, but Indiana's on the come up. USC just beat a top 15 Michigan.
Yeah. Impressive.
Illinois will still kind of hover around. Washington is going to hover around.
Yeah. And
I mean, you never know with Nebraska and Maryland. So it's like, where does Penn State go?
Yeah.
Within the Big Ten? And I don't think they go anywhere. So maybe it was the best time. Because you're probably looking at bare minimum 4 losses, because I don't see this Penn State team getting through Ohio State,
Right.
especially now.
Right.
And that's embarrassing. You were argued as possibly a number 1 ranked team in the country preseason.
Well, yeah. I don't understand that, because I'm not, well, he's got injured and he's out for the season, but I'm just never sold on Drew Aller. I don't think he's a very good quarterback. Especially if you look forward into the pro level, he's just not a good quarterback.
And I think a lot of it has to do with offensive coordinator, and I think it also has a lot to do with James Franklin just not developing him the way that he needed to. I promise you send Drew Aller to a premier program outside of Penn State, Ohio State, hell, USC, Indiana right now, Oregon with Dan Lanning, Kalen DeBoer, Kirby Smart. I bet you that Drew Aller is a complete 180.
I think he would be better, but I think he's long, clanky, and he's just a big dude who does well when he scrambles because there's nothing else available. But beyond the fact that he scrambles, there's nothing else there. Is there?
I think the big problem too is the receivers that they have recruited to play at Penn State. They're garbage.
They're terrible. And
I think if you gave Aller a glimpse of a good receiver,
yeah,
like Brandon Inniss is a number 3 at Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
You give Drew Aller a Brandon Inniss, he at least has somebody to throw the ball to who can get open.
Absolutely, yeah.
Who could run a great route,
yeah,
and beat man coverage, sit in the soft zone.
Yeah,
he has none of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like these guys are just bad. He was lucky last year to have Tyler Warren.
Right.
I mean, that's the long and short of it. Is just he had talent.
He had one talent.
This year you had a decent run attack, and that was basically it.
Mm-hmm.
And they prided themselves on decent defense, and as, like with the Oregon game, they got hot at the end because Drew Aller kind of settled into his zone.
Yeah.
But outside of that, that's it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, I think they were way overrated, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking there's a good chance it's a little, because at that point they got nothing left to lose, right? Why not keep him on? It'll cost them less at the end of the year, probably less than $50 million.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be just less disruptive. I mean, they're telling all these guys that came back for him, now he's gone. Now you play your best. I just think I think the Penn State administration just flushed this season and said and maybe it's because Aller's now out for the rest of the year. Who knows? But
that's very possible. I'm sure that you can't tell me that there's not a little bit of influence there.
Yeah. Yeah. So strange because he has a very winning record. But also, and I'm not going to defend him too much here, but a lot of those wins that he never got against better teams were Ohio State and Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to get up early in the morning if you're going to beat those two squads consistently, right?
Yeah, but if you kind of boast yourself as being a top tier coach,
yeah,
you have to have a better record than 1 in double digits.
1 in 20 or whatever.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible.
It is. I get it. But who are they? Okay.
And you walk around like you're Mr. Tough Shit out here, but you haven't done anything. Your CFP run last year was dog shit.
Well, yeah, but they went 3 games into it.
Okay,
right?
Okay. Florida Bob's Columbus State punt kick pass team.
Yeah, I know.
Could have beaten those squads.
But on paper, 2 years from now, it's going to be, they went deep into the playoffs, right?
Yeah, and then they'll look at this year. You guys lost to a defeated UCLA.
Yeah.
And a Northwestern program in Happy Valley.
Yeah. And Northwestern made them look bad.
It's embarrassing.
I mean,
truly embarrassing.
And they were gashing the Penn State defense. It's like, wait, what's going on here?
Oh, yeah, it was hysterical. Just
Yeah.
watching the game, it was hysterical.
Yeah, it's so I've been hearing Spignetti for Penn State. You're gonna basically pay him a fortune to get him out of Indiana to go over to
I
Penn.
cannot see. I could see Indiana giving Cignetti whatever he wants. Just truly whatever he wants. Somehow, some way.
Yeah.
And I think he's found a home in Bloomington. I think he's happy.
Hmm.
And Penn State right now, if I'm looking at that as an outside coach, that is a current coach,
Hmm.
I'm not going to that dumpster fire.
For all the money they can pay you,
I don't know.
a lot of money. A lot of money.
I feel like it's just too. I feel like it's too messy.
But those kind of coaches love that challenge, though, right?
I mean, just ask Luke Fickell if he likes his challenge right now.
Oh, there's another story, huh?
It's bad. It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
I get the money, and I get the, premier location in Happy Valley. Penn
Mm-hmm.
State's considered top Big Ten team.
Mm-hmm.
I get all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I agree that they needed to move on, but I think right then and there was bad for the team, the players. It's just like because
because you're giving up on everybody, not
Yeah.
just.
I mean,
Yeah, I get that.
if you decide to fire somebody at the end of the game, basically, that's kind of a knee-jerk reaction. But yeah, then it may be something else going on that we don't know. Anything
My
about.
guess it has something to do with the locker room. Has something to do with probably the relationship between the powers that be and Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's just been a problem that's been stirring for longer than these 2 to 3 weeks.
Right.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
And that makes sense because he's a strong personality that thinks his shit doesn't stink.
Right.
And we've known that for years.
And you can say, well, probably the donors and the alumni forked over a lot of NIL money this year to get results, and they just turned it out. I mean, it was terrible.
Yeah. They got the complete opposite of good results.
Yeah, no money for value there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So talk to me about USC. Metro. They're kicking butt. I called the game. We both said that USC would beat Michigan, and it was
and they did exactly what I thought they would do.
and did it handle
Better
it.
offense,
And good defense.
they made Bryce Underwood look nervous.
Yeah.
The only thing that they had kind of going was a decent rushing attack, but USC completely outrushed them. Freshman running back. That's what USC used
Yeah.
to just completely outclass. I think he ran for, well over $150. But yeah, offensively and defensively, USC just controlled the game.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting USC squad. Lincoln Riley's got
He's got something going.
he's got something going, and it's looking pretty all right if they can kind of keep it going.
Yeah.
They could be dangerous. They could be very dangerous.
All right. Now talk to me about we have to give it floor to Bob. He picked Nebraska, and we were all picked Maryland. Give me your take on that. It was high scoring, very close, back and forth. So both teams are good for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your take on that, because as I was saying the last time, this is very important for both of those teams. It almost guarantees them bowl eligibility, and only still a one-loss team. So, give me your take on Nebraska and even Maryland.
I think Maryland with a young quarterback in Washington, that they have a promising future.
Yes.
If they're keeping up with Nebraskas of the world and showing that they have some offense to put up with the majority of the Big Ten teams.
Mm-hmm.
But I think all the credit goes to Dylan Raiola overcoming. I think he threw 3 picks.
Yeah.
And came in clutch at the end when they needed him to.
So does this change? Because you didn't have a positive take on him.
I still think he's just average.
Okay.
I think he's good for Matt Rule in that system, but I think he's average.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, 3 turnovers.
we're spoiled. Yeah, we're spoiled with everything else in the Big Ten too.
Yeah.
That's the other problem.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I mean, you're playing in a hostile environment, and your defense gave you a chance to win the game,
Mm-hmm.
and you did what you were supposed to do at the end, and you pulled out a pretty gritty W.
Yeah.
Um,
Impressive.
so all credit to Nebraska.
At Maryland.
They proved me wrong.
Yeah. So give me your top 6 in the Big Ten then. This big shakeup this week. Big shakeup, obviously.
Oh God, it's huge.
So
It's massive.
Obviously, we think it's Ohio State, and I have to say it's got to be Indiana.
Indiana's too, for sure.
Then do we go Oregon 3?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yep.
what? Then what happens?
Then it gets a little murky.
It gets murky. Murky.
I like USC in the top 4 right now.
Wow.
I think that's fair.
Uh-huh.
And then it kind of gets a little interesting with Michigan, Washington.
Nebraska.
Nebraska has to be in it too. So I feel like you can kind of mix and match those 3 teams, and then you still have to have Illinois somewhere in there.
Okay. Yeah, right. Illinois.
So it's that's tough. That's tough. I would say right now, if I had to do the 6,
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon, USC,
Mm-hmm.
especially coming off that win.
Yeah.
Illinois is still in the mix.
So you're at 5 then?
I would probably do Washington 5, Illinois 6.
Wow. And then maybe Nebraska's coming in at 7?
Yeah, I would say they're right there.
And then maybe Michigan at 8?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. It's like, yeah. Yeah. I mean, so what did not impress me about Michigan was the fact that they scored, 13 points or something like that?
Mm-hmm. Very, very low scoring. Not a lot of offense.
Not much of firepower there. Now, is that a credit just to the USC defense, or is it Michigan doesn't have a lot of firepower this year?
They don't have the firepower, and again, USC played good defense for this game, but they just don't have a lot of outside talent that can kind of take over the game.
Yeah, again, they don't have the receivers.
They got the rushing attack,
Yeah,
but that chews up a bunch of time.
right.
And if Michigan is down 10 plus points, 14 plus points,
Yeah,
they're very, very rarely going to come back and win those games.
yeah, and you can focus on the rushing game and kind of ignore the passing game. Yeah,
Yep. If you can man up on the outside and not get beat, more times than not, you can beat Michigan, at least right now.
mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. This is a fascinating year. This is things just change week by week, don't they?
Mm-hmm. It's a very, very, very hectic Big Ten right now.
Yeah. So, as I said to you earlier, does it shock you that at this point of the season, in all the Power Four conferences, there are only 8 undefeated teams? 2 in each conference, actually. That shocked me from the SEC point of view. That it's Ole Miss and Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're saying just team wise alone, and the names that come out, then yeah, that's very interesting. But we kind of knew going in that there's no clear cut, number one team. I mean, in preseason, nobody truly knew. Like Texas, yeah, there's a bunch of hype. Buckeyes were completely unknown. Ole Miss was kind of unknown too.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knew with Miami kind of going in. Just big, the teams that are obviously in the top 5, top 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Ole Miss is definitely surprising people. Your Aggies, Texas Tech. I mean, it's pretty fascinating right now, and I think it's going to be a very interesting push halfway, for the last half of the season. Kind of see because there's going to be a couple more that are going to fall here very soon.
Right. So give me your take then on, is it in the Big 12, is it Texas Tech and Brigham Young?
Mm-hmm.
So Brigham Young is just slowly coming out of nowhere to be still undefeated, or are they legit?
I just don't think the talent around, or I guess the talent that they face has been anywhere close to
Okay.
where they are. I think they're just benefiting off strength of schedule.
So
Um,
what's with Texas Tech? Are they legit? Could they go in and compete with the Big Ten and the SEC?
I mean, they put a lot of money into this program, and,
Yeah.
and that was going into the season. That was a big point of emphasis, was matching the OSU model of investing a ton of NIL money,
Mm-hmm.
and it's paying off. As of right now, it is paying off. Well,
Yeah.
we'll see in the latter half of the season, but at least for now, they're doing what they believed the money was going to do, and that was going to help them win games.
Right. So talk to me about then Miami, and the other one is what, Georgia Tech is undefeated?
Mm-hmm.
So is Georgia Tech legit?
I feel like you can't say that they're not. It's just a very interesting team as a whole,
Mm-hmm.
just because they're not a very flashy program.
Right.
They run the ball efficiently, but they kind of seem to have a little bit of a passing attack going too.
Mm-hmm.
Now their schedule benefits them a little bit outside of the Clemson game, which was a massive upset for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the hardest part of their schedule for the rest of the season is going to be when they play Georgia.
Right.
So they could be a one-loss Georgia Tech team at the end of the season, playing for the ACC championship,
Can they go
which
toe
would be insane.
Can they really go toe to toe with Miami?
I'm going to say no, but I think my opinion would change if going into that Georgia game, if they look a little bit better, like if they look like they're on the same playing field,
With
I think
Georgia.
that would dictate. Yeah, I think that would dictate my opinion a little bit.
Okay.
Because they haven't really played anybody outside of Clemson, so
Right. Well, it's the
they
ACC.
haven't been tested too much,
Right.
and Clemson's obviously not very good right now.
Right.
But yeah, I think Miami, just at this point, they're just too good.
Yeah. Yeah. So you think that basically the way it stands now, do you think it's going to be Ohio State, Indiana in the Big Ten championship game?
I think so.
Do you think it's going to be Ole Miss, Texas A&M in the SEC championship game? That's a little less certain on that one, aren't you?
Yeah, the SEC is definitely a little bit more tough. I do think Ole Miss gets a spot if they continue to play the way that they have been, which has been pretty insane.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, that's tough. Because Texas coming off a big win against Oklahoma, they can still
got to give them credit for
make
that.
a run.
Yeah.
Georgia's still hanging around.
Alabama.
Bama's still hanging around.
They're rated number 5 or 6 in the poll today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something, man.
Yeah.
Missouri could still somehow squeak in.
Yeah, Missouri.
It's going to be pretty hectic.
Yeah.
The SEC is going to be a fun little ride for the last half.
So is the I can't think of his name, the Alabama coach,
Mm-hmm.
is he the premier coach in the SEC right now? Seems like it to me. Well, the Ole Miss is,
I'd say Mr. Laney Boy is doing pretty all right for himself.
got something going on.
But I think Kalen's making a name for himself too.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's proven to be worthy of the money that Bama invested in him.
Right.
And he's settling in. He's settling into what made him so good at Washington.
Yeah.
And just now, this is kind of me assuming, but kind of ignoring a little bit of the Saban success rate, because that might almost be impossible.
So is he doing things differently than Saban did?
I think he's just settling into what made him good and what made him great at Washington.
So he's coaching his game.
Yeah, he's coaching his game with some of his players, and I think some of the players are buying into what he believes in,
Mm-hmm.
and not him trying to be Saban, because nobody can be Saban.
Right. Right.
But if he could be the best Kalen DeBoer, and that's what's going on right now, then just run with it. And
Yeah.
I think that's what he's doing, and that's kind of why you're seeing Bama emerge here in the last couple of weeks. And they look like a completely different team.
Yeah. So if it's not Texas A&M, would your choice be Alabama against Ole Miss?
At this point, yes. I think Georgia's playing a little slow, which is interesting.
Yeah. But they're winning.
But yeah, I think as of right now, the hot team outside of the Aggies would be Bama.
Yeah.
And Texas is kind of that interesting wrinkle because they can be really good, but they can also look very bad.
Really bad, yeah. Now, is that are you sold on Sarkisian, or again, is that a coaching thing?
I think it's a personnel more than anything, and I think old Stevie Boy's got a little bit to do with it. But I think Archie's just kind of overrated right now. He hasn't really proven worthy enough of all the Heisman talk preseason, and he's had his moments, but he's not this Heisman favorite caliber player right now. He's just very average.
Very, yeah. Yep. Fascinating stuff. Anything else for college before we dive knee deep into the murk of the NFL?
Let's get into the NFL, where all of our teams just continue to lose.
Well, the Browns are still the Browns. They pretty much lost the same way that they did with my man Joe Flacco. To me, it just proves that the Cleveland offensive line is terrible. They suck. They're miserable. Because he was getting Gabriel was just getting demolished. He was just, but no turnovers for him still. I mean, he doesn't turn the ball over as much as Joe did. But at the end of the day, it's still like 10 points, 13 points. They had no running game this week. His passing wasn't terrible, but with basically 55 yards of rushing for the whole game.
Yeah, they gave Quinton 12 touches. It was terrible.
Yeah. But they're the Browns, and then of course Flacco was over there losing in Cincinnati, losing. So, did anything really change in Cincinnati or Cleveland or anything like that? Is it all kind of the song remains the same sort of deal?
I think as I'm watching the Cincinnati game earlier, he gave them a better chance to win more so than Browning.
Okay.
And I think the passing attack was a lot more fluent for a guy that just got there Wednesday.
Right.
He still threw for 200 something and a couple scores.
Right.
But it was more so of Flacco hitting his receivers. Jake Browning wasn't hitting squat.
Oh, really? Okay. And they were catching the ball.
And they were catching the ball. I mean, he hit Jamar Chase on a beautiful back shoulder route towards the end of the game. Chase Brown was getting involved a little bit more in the kind of check down game, and the fact that Cincinnati only lost by 9 to the Packers. Jake Browning would have lost by 49. So that alone is giving Cincinnati a chance to at least be in the game.
But their defense still came up. I don't know if they came up short, but when you look at their stats, there's no sacks, very few rush or hurries. It's still a very meh defense, right?
I mean, they look better. They look better today than they have.
Okay.
So I'll give them a little bit of credit. They made Jordan Love look a little more uncomfortable than I expected them to.
Okay.
But I think the biggest thing with this Flacco sign was the fact that Burrow, could possibly be back. I think it sounds like by late November, early December, give or take.
About week 12 or so. Yeah.
And they're hoping that Pittsburgh kind of falters a little bit, which again is always very, very, very possible.
Yeah.
And that the AFC North is I mean, kind of still up for grabs, as crazy as that sounds.
So what happened? What's with the Ravens? Are they just so decimated with injuries that they're that bad?
Yeah, they're just beat the hell up.
Really?
Just destroyed. I mean, their shining light is Derrick Henry. I mean, Cooper Rush looked like crap. They had to put Steve Huntley in. And that still looked terrible.
Wow.
They don't have the quarterback personnel to run this offense, and that just proves how elite Lamar is.
Yeah.
It's a dumpster fire.
Yeah. Is he due back anytime?
I'm hoping for the Ravens' sake that he is, because without Lamar, that team is just so unbelievably bad.
Yeah. And who beat the Niners today? Who beat the Niners? Tampa.
All bake, Mr. MVP.
Bake. Yeah. Are they in a rocket here? Are they a rocket ship or what?
I mean, you can't say enough about Baker Mayfield. I think he is arguably the front runner for the MVP. He is playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
Even with Emeka going down with the hammy, I mean, he's throwing to rookies and just hitting them on a dime. I mean, it's remarkable, truly remarkable, and you can't fault him. There's nothing negative to say about him so far this season.
Right.
I mean, he's been balling out.
Yeah. I mean, his throwing motion, everything is just spot on. He's in charge.
The best thing that ever happened to that man was getting pushed out of Cleveland.
As most of the good ones do, right?
It's just wild, man. And I love it for him. Truly, I think it's great.
What is do you think Stefanski's got a long future with the Browns, or is he running out of time?
I think he's running out of time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And today confused me a lot because they still had somewhat of a chance to get back in the game.
Yeah, repeatedly.
I think their second to last drive, they were within the red zone. They were in like the 5. And they're running out of the shotgun formation. It's like he completely forgot that he had Quinton Judkins, the best player on his offense.
Yeah.
Didn't give him the ball. What are you doing? Like, stop being cute. Just run the damn ball. And the local Cleveland guys on the radio, that's all they kept saying. Just give the ball to Judkins 3 times. Give it to him 4 times within the 3-yard line. I promise you he will score.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just stupid play calling. It really is.
Okay.
I don't know. He better hope that something positive happens, or he might be gone.
So give me the minute and a half on the Cowboys here.
Well, our offense looked good. But our defense is just bad.
Okay.
It's just bad. It's when you can't pressure Bryce Young, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And when you let Rico Dowell, who, by the way, just set the franchise record for all-purpose yards for the Panthers, which, by the way, was last held by Christian McCaffrey, who's pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That is a big, big problem. You know damn well going into this game, this is a massive revenge game for Rico. And he just poo-pooed all over our defense, just without even trying. I mean, it's just so – Matt Eberflus is a turd, just an absolute turd. It's just so frustrating.
Okay.
It just really, really is. We play great against good teams, but we play to the caliber of these lower tier teams.
So speaking of
that's been our problem for so long.
Okay, now, maybe I'm wrong, but it's the Giants that beat the Eagles Thursday night. What's with
Jackson Dart and Scatterboo?
Are they just getting a lot better, or did Philadelphia sleepwalk?
It's going to sound crazy, but I think the Giants have something cooking with Jackson Dart. I truly do.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is watching that game, Jackson Dart picked apart that secondary. Just picked them apart.
Hmm.
And Philly cannot stop the Giants' rushing attack.
Really?
Scadaboo's over there just running around with a man on a mission.
Wow.
And quite possibly with a lot of CTE in his brain. But he's a freight train. It reminds me of a Peyton Hillis.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And he's just a man on a mission. And Jackson Dart, I think, is the real deal. I truly think. I know it's only been, a couple games, but he looks good. He looks confident, and that's dangerous for a young quarterback. Now, if he's got less than the big hits when he's scrambling around, but I mean, he's the real deal. And beating the Eagles on prime time is impressive.
Yeah. So speaking of that, is Mac Jones just found a home with the Colts?
Mac Jones for the Niners or Daniel Jones with the Colts?
Oh, Daniel Jones. I'm sorry, Daniel Jones.
Okay, because I'll say I think both are correct.
Yeah, well, that's true, yeah.
But yeah, I think Danny Dimes is doing fine, and I think the Colts
He's impressive.
are fine with Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
The rushing attack is a hell of a lot better this year with JT.
Yeah.
And I think Daniel Jones he's kind of found this confidence that's been lacking.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, 3 total touchdowns on the day, which is chef's kiss.
Yeah.
And he had a pick. He's had a couple picks in the last couple weeks, but he just looks better. Overall, just looks better.
He looks like he's in charge. Yeah.
And you couldn't have said that with Anthony Richardson. You could say it a little bit with Flacco during the times that he filled in last year, but this is a completely revamped Colts team.
Mm-hmm. Are you still thinking they're going to be the division winners?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
I think so. And I think it has a lot to do with the rushing attack kind of finding its groove.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rushing attack setting up pretty solid play action, and Daniel Jones on the run is kind of dangerous right now.
Mm-hmm.
And even him in the pocket, like did
he scramble for a touchdown?
He's doing quite a bit.
Yeah, very impressive. Okay, that's it for us right now. We'll be back. Oh, by the way, check us out on Twitter. We have the direct link in the description box on the YouTube. So check us out, like, and subscribe to us. And we'll talk to everybody next time. Bye.